Welcome to our latest Manchester United transfer news update. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exclusive Manchester United transfer news. It's my fault, Ruben Amorim accepts blame for Manchester United problem. Ruben Amorim is 5 games in at Man United and has just suffered his worst week yet after back-to-back Premier League defeats. Ruben Amorim insisted he was at fault for Manchester United's set-piece woe in their 3-2 defeat to Nottingham Forest. United conceded from a corner for the third time this week after Nikola Milenkovic rose to put Forest 1-0 up in the second minute 3 days on from Arsenal's 2 corner goals against United. Rasmus Højlund equalised later in the first half, but United conceded 2 goals within the first 10 minutes of the second half to leave them trailing by a 2-goal deficit. Bruno Fernandes' 61st-minute strike gave United hope of a comeback, but Forest held on for a deserved first win at Old Trafford in 30 years. Amorim's assistant, Carlos Fernandes, has replaced set-piece coach Andreas Georgesson to oversee United's preparation for defensive and attacking dead-ball kicks, yet United conceded from 2 crosses against Forest. "When this happens it's more my fault, because I'm responsible," Amorim admitted when the set-piece issue was raised. "We try to do it the best way. We did a lot of work in this area because we saw it in Arsenal and it was really hard in this context. The beginning of the game, you suffer in the first play, it's really hard then to put energy in the team, but we managed to do it. We draw the game, then the second half the same thing, and you feel it in everybody, the fans, the players. It's really hard to transmit something to continue to do your job. We managed to score 1 more, but then it was more like we wanted but with not a lot of quality. United have now lost 6 Premier League games this season and are marooned in 13th in the table." Andre Onana committed a howler when he inexplicably let Morgan Gibbs-White's drive sail past him in the 47th minute, and the Cameroonian was suspect for Chris Wood's winner. Amorim refused to criticize Onana. "We lost the ball in one transition and then a lot of open space, and in the end they score, so all the team suffered that goal. Onana already saved us a lot of times, so we have to find a way when this happens to Onana or to Thai, Malaysia. We have to turn around and to score goals to help our goalkeeper the same way that he saved us in Ipswich. We have to continue. We lose as a team, we have to improve in all aspects." Manchester United player ratings as Andre Onana and Lisandro Martinez woeful vs Nottingham Forest. Man United Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and here are how the players rated at Old Trafford. Manchester United lost to Nottingham Forest at home for the first time since December 1994. Nikola Milenkovic gave Forest the lead in the second minute and United equalised through Rasmus Højlund. However, Forest struck twice within the first 10 minutes of the restart through Morgan Gibbs-White and Chris Wood. Andre Onana, so impressive before this week, committed a howler with the former. Here are how the United players rated. Andre Onana. Beaten from another corner, though he could do nothing about Nikola Milenkovic's goal. Committed a howler letting in Morgan Gibbs-White's goal. All at sea for Chris Wood's header. 3. Lenny Yoro. A respectable first start even amid the aerial bombardment. Not specifically culpable for any of the goals and lasted 65 minutes. 6. Matthijs de Ligt. Patiently waited for the right pass to initiate the move that led to the equalizer. Dreadfully caught out for the 3rd goal. 6. Lisandro Martinez. A mismatch against Milenkovic at the corner and sloppiness crept into his game again. Dithered when Wood's header dropped past him. 4. Ahmad. Not at his usual level against the gettable Nico Williams in the first half, but came up with a moment of quality to tee up Fernandes. 6. Manuel Ugarte. Played a superbly threaded pass for the equalizer that was the highlight of a fine first half. Quieter in the second half as Forest cut United down to size. 6. Kobbie Mainoo. Prudent with the ball and showed the odd glimpse, but still finding his way back to the level of last season and probably should have come off. 5. Diogo Dalot. Busy yet ineffectual back on the left wing. Had good crossing opportunities but difficult to think of a pinpoint delivery. 4. Bruno Fernandes. His deft flick was key to Rasmus Højlund's equalizer and he hit the woodwork with a free kick. Scored to make it 3-2. 6. Alejandro Garnacho. A persistent nuisance and his missed one-on-one was converted by Højlund on the rebound but his end product was ropey again. 5. Rasmus Højlund. In the right place at the right time to follow up on Garnacho's saved shot. Worked hard but otherwise struggled against Forest's centre halves. 6. Subs. Marcus Rashford. Went close late on and teed up Martinez for a volley. 6. Harry Maguire. Predictably ended up front. 6. Noussair Mazraoui. Brought some calm to the back line. 6. Joshua Zirkzee. Had little to feed off. 5. Mason Mount. Did little. 5. Manager. Picked a side close to United's strongest 11 yet they have become worse at defending set pieces under new assistant manager Carlos Fernandes. 5. Man United players' reaction to Nottingham Forest winner highlighted everything wrong with them. Nottingham Forest were deserved winners at Old Trafford as Man United suffered a stark regression in a 3-2 defeat. Bruno Fernandes reacted to Nottingham Forest's third goal by complaining to the referee. That, in a microcosm, is the problem with this Manchester United side. They do not look at themselves enough. That lack of accountability is why they are closer to the relegation zone than the top 4. A win would have taken United above Forest. Instead, Forest are now 6 points clear of United, still marooned in 13th. United's evening ended with a feckless free kick conceded by Diogo Dalot inside his own third. That was the final, agonizing act. This was Forest's first win at Old Trafford since Stan Collymore wowed the scoreboard end in December 1994. Forest threatened to end that wait last year by scoring 2 goals inside the first 3 minutes. United salvaged that day. They didn't today. This was a severe regression for Ruben Amorim's side. 3 more goals sieved at Old Trafford and Andre Onana back in the form of his first 6 months at the club. The Cameroonian was enjoying a fine season until his timid goalkeeping at Arsenal's corners and his howler was reminiscent of his error-strewn first 6 months in Manchester. Almost as bad was Chris Wood's header to make it 3-1 as United again shrunk amid the aerial bombardment. Wood's header was stoppable, though. Matthijs de Ligt left it for Onana, who left it for Lisandro Martinez, who let the ball drop in. That Ajax triangle is not a ringing endorsement of Erik ten Hag's tenure. Onana has had a week to forget yet de Ligt and Martinez cannot be certain of remaining mainstays in Ruben Amorim's defensive trident beyond this season. This was a truly galling reality check for United, a barely mid-table team whose top 4 chances are receding by the week. They must hope City are as charitable as their recent performances in next week's derby at the Etihad. Fernandes demonstrated his merits as a captain, with a deft flick that accelerated the attack for United's first-half equalizer and clinically sweeping in on 61 minutes. Every United player was immediately buoyed by the prospect of another comeback. Onana, itching to feel involved outside the area, turned cheerleader. Removing Fernandes in the 77th minute was suspect from Amorim. For all the baggage Fernandes comes with, he handles matters and tends to create something out of nothing whilst underperforming. United never looked close to scoring again after he went off. Amorim suggested on Friday he was, more or less, close to settling on a best 11 and this was more or less close to it. He also admitted United are no longer a massive team. Forest confirmed that. There was scant progress on the pitch. In conditions so treacherous that the Sir Bobby Charlton stand's roof was in danger of coming off, never mind leaking. Ruben Amorim gives honest Andre Onana verdict after costly error in Man United defeat. Despite a lifeline strike from Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United slipped to a second successive defeat under Ruben Amorim, but the new coach said Andre Onana was not to blame despite a costly mistake. Ruben Amorim refused to blame Andre Onana for a shocking mistake in the 3-2 defeat by Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. Cameroon keeper Onana failed to save a routine shot from Morgan Gibbs-White at the start of the second half and Forest took a 2-1 lead. Another Forest goal from Chris Wood quickly followed, and despite a lifeline strike from Bruno Fernandes, United slipped to a second successive defeat under Amorim. The United boss said, "He, Onana, saved us a lot of times, so we have to find a way to turn it around and score 2 goals to help our keeper for the way he, for example, saved us at Ipswich. We already knew it would be a long journey, but we want to win. It's a massive job. We need to improve on a lot of things. I had this and worse at Sporting at the beginning. Manchester United is bigger because of the attention, but the feeling for me is the same. It happens in a lot of squads, but you need to keep doing the same things and it will turn around." Rasmus Højlund, scorer of United's first goal, said, "We need to do better, specifically on corners. We've conceded too much now, but I'm sure we'll improve. There's a lot of games left, it's not an ideal situation, but we need to try and stay positive." By contrast, Forest boss Nuno Espirito Santos was delighted, saying, "The first action of the game we scored and then it makes everything different. We knew United would react, so then it's about unity and hard work. We were brave, especially early in the second half, and it was nice to see. We are trying to do something together and build something nice." Nottingham Forest end a 30-year wait to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Forest's first win at Old Trafford since 1994 lifts them to 5th in the Premier League table, but United are languishing in 13th spot. Nottingham Forest condemned Manchester United to their second straight Premier League defeat on Saturday, beating Ruben Amorim's men 3-2 at Old Trafford. United forward Rasmus Højlund cancelled out Nikola Milenkovic's early goal, but Morgan Gibbs-White and Chris Wood put the visitors in charge and they kept United at bay after Bruno Fernandes pulled one back. Forest's first win at Old Trafford since 1994 lifts them to 5th in the Premier League table, but United are languishing in 13th spot. Amorim made a positive start to his career in the United dugout after replacing the sacked Erik ten Hag last month, drawing 1 and winning 2 of his first 3 games. But he warned that the storm will come for the struggling club, who have endured a torrid start to the season. Reality is now starting to bite hard after a 2-0 defeat at Arsenal in midweek, followed by Saturday's reverse at home. "Tough game in a tough moment, but we have to continue the job," a disappointed Amorim told the BBC. "This is a long journey. We are improving in some aspects. We have to win games to help us improve the team. We are in the start of something so big that we pay attention to every detail. We already know it's a big job, so we have to continue." The former Sporting Lisbon boss will likely be as frustrated with the manner of the goals as the result. Set-piece agony. Corners proved their undoing at Arsenal. Milenkovic headed home from an Elliot Anderson corner in the second minute after beating Lisandro Martinez to the ball. United rallied and were level in the 18th minute, with Højlund turning home after Alejandro Garnacho's attempt from a Manuel Ugarte ball was smothered by Forest goalkeeper Matt Sells. The home side failed to build on their goal, and Forest's Jota Silva sent a header onto the crossbar after a free kick was nodded on. United captain Fernandes went close with a set-piece of his own as the first half wound down, hitting a 25-yard free kick that Sells brilliantly got a fingertip to before it rattled the crossbar. But Forest again made a lightning start to the second half. Fernandes gave the ball away to Callum Hudson-Odoi and he found Gibbs-White, whose 20-yard strike swerved as Andre Onana was all too easily beaten. New Zealand international Wood met a deep Gibbs-White cross in the 54th minute with a header back across goal that Matthijs de Ligt, Onana and Martinez all failed to deal with as it looped in. United pulled one back just after the hour mark when Amad Diallo showed good skill and awareness after driving down the right to play back for Fernandes, who swept the ball past Sells from the edge of the box.